Okay, I'll start my timer for 1 hour. 1 minute. You ready?
Yeah, it's recording.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of the podcast Off Rails. I'm your host, Bander, and here with me is my co-host, Cook.
Billy.
Billy, Cook, Solid Lobster, whatever we like to call him, Slam, sometimes.
Alright.
No tears this week because he has just turned 21 and is out. He went out for a night on the town and he's drunk and very, very sleepy.
Getting fucking hammered, dude.
Really hammered. And got a pretty slow week this week. Not a lot happening. Some major releases and some major flops. But we'll talk about it later. I guess we'll start off with what we've been playing, and I guess I'll go first this week because I've been playing the wonderful game that is Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. It is a Wii U game which involves playing as the one and only Captain Toad in the sort of like 3D manipulate the, and you can look at different stuff, and depending on your perspective, you can see different pathways and different like ways of manipulating the level. And it's so like creative and clever in how they design each level. And each level is very unique. It's very it takes a lot of art and aesthetics from Super Mario 3D World, but it does that in a really good way. And I actually like it better than 3D World. And 3D World was a pretty good game. It kind of just felt like Mario and friends just pissing about in a bunch of random levels. Versus this game, it actually has like a kind of charm because you're playing as Toad, and he's like, he starts every level like saying, and it's like, I don't know, everything about it is just wonderful. It's a great game. I'm playing with Trevor. We've been recording it, so yeah.
That's actually a little interesting because when I saw the game, it reminded me too much of the Captain Toad levels. Like, because that's basically what it is—a bunch of like the Captain Toad levels from 3D World. And the problem with that
it literally is taking that concept and expanding it to a whole game. And the levels from 3D World that they had were rather small. They were only like one small section of space and took you probably about like 2 minutes to figure out. These things can get a lot bigger than that. Like there's like this minecart level and like there's boss fights and stuff like that. It's pretty cool how they all did it.
Yeah, see, because like my least favorite thing from 3D World was the Captain Toad levels.
That's what Trevor said, and he's like, Nintendo should make a whole game out of this. And lo and behold, we were watching E3, and I saw Trevor's mouth just drop. It was great. That was my favorite moment when they announced Captain Toad. I was like, I have to get this game. I also got the I also have the not the Captain Toad, the just regular Toad amiibo pre-ordered, and that's gonna unlock little 8-bit toads for me to find throughout the levels. I'm not sure if it actually is, if there's a point to finding them, or if it's just like, oh, hey, you found it. I hope it unlocks some sort of like check mark. So that, like, if you see it, you get like a thing. So there's like some sort of completionist part about it. But if it's just like an aesthetic, like, oh, there's a toad in the level. If you find it, cool. If you don't, whatever, it doesn't matter. That'd be kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, I mean, you didn't get the gold Mario. What the hell?
Man, that was.
I saw that thing sell out in literally a minute.
I heard stories of people like, I went to go get a drink and it was gone.
Yeah, I was on Twitter.
Gone.
Yeah, I was on Twitter and like it was like, oh, now for sale, Golden Mario Amiibo, and then like a minute later, sold out. I was like, oh, all right then.
I'm following a bunch of Amiibo Twitter feeds, and these things follow that will tell you when specific Amiibos did and removed from Amazon, and now they have just updated and added GameStop. And so that'll tell me if things are happening. And it also tells you if there's a huge update, quote unquote, happening. And when that happens, everyone goes crazy. It's like, oh my god, everyone get ready to hit refresh at midnight because Wave 4 is coming.
Huh. Hey, real quick, you cut out there for a little bit for me. I don't know if it might have just been my lag, so I don't know if the recording's gonna pick that up or not.
Okay, what did you hear?
Not a lot.
What was the last thing you heard?
The update thing about refresh at midnight for an update.
Oh, when they tweet out that there's a big update coming, everyone's just refreshing Amazon like right until midnight to see if there's going to be the Way 4 update, because that's what everyone's anticipating right now.
Oh, yeah. See, this is what happens when Justin's not here, man. You have me record the audio, and then I lag, and this happens.
Is it better now?
It's better now, but I can imagine that it'll happen again. All right.
So I guess that's all about I can talk about Captain Toad. We'll be playing through the whole game, Trevor and I, and you'll be hosting it as Bender Theater, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. So look forward to that. Episode 1 is already live. You can watch it on our YouTube channel. So,
I've
the game for you, Willie.
Before we get to that, I've got a bone to pick with OBS, man, because I don't know what the fuck like to do. Like I should have been recording Life is Strange already, right, for the channel, but I can't for the life of me get it to fucking work, dude. I've got everything set up, and like I go in and I preview it, and it shows up in the recording window on OBS, like it shows what it's recording. It captures the game video just fine on that when I'm looking at that. But then I finish the recording, and then I go play the MP4 back, and it gets the audio, but it's just a black screen, dude. I don't get it.
What are you playing it through?
What do you mean?
Like how are you playing the video back?
Like what am I using to play back the video?
Yeah.
I think it's what is it? Hold on.
Because I have that problem with
QuickTime.
MP4s. Yeah. I have that problem with MP4s when I play it back through Vegas, because I have a very old version of Vegas that I use. I need to update.
Yeah,
but it doesn't support MP4. So what it does is it doesn't recognize the video; it just recognizes the audio. But the file should still be there. Maybe try opening it in a different program, like say Windows Media Player, because that should work.
Windows Media Player, okay.
And if you have a video editing software, I don't know what you might have, but
I figure
should still work that way.
I figured Justin will be like my Barry. He'll edit my videos.
Oh God, editing is a tough process. It's a lot of sitting down and listening to yourself talk for 20 minutes after you've just spoken about the same thing for 20 minutes. And
yeah,
that can get very, very tedious.
That's why I'm gonna let Justin do it.
Do your own damn editing. We all do ours.
I don't have anything to edit it with, dude.
Oh well, there's some free editing software that's supposedly pretty good. It might be a bit complicated, and I haven't tried it out yet. No, I want to try it out, but maybe you could try that.
Yeah, maybe. I'll look into it. I have to see if it'll actually work with a media player first. But yeah, it hasn't been really a very eventful week for me either. I've only played, and I only played 5-10 minutes of it. But I picked up and played some Dragon Ball Xenoverse, and it's pretty cool, dude. The game starts out. It doesn't start in a menu, like all the other Dragon Ball Z games do.
Uh-huh.
You hit start game, and it takes you into. It takes you into 3 fights. It just pops you in them immediately. You fight. It's the final fight was Frieza. You play as Goku. You fight Frieza while Namek being destroyed, and then after that you see a crystal shatter, and then it goes straight to the next one. And the next one is Goku fighting Cell in the Cell games, and then once that's done, then it goes to another cutscene. I'm trying not to spoil anything. It goes to another cutscene, and then after that, it pops you into the third fight, which is Super Saiyan 3 Goku versus Majin Buu, right?
I don't know how much of Dragon Ball Z you can spoil at this point.
Well, it's not spoilers for the show; it's for the storyline of the game because there's an actual like unique story to the game itself. But so what happens is I don't exactly know what's going on yet because like I said I haven't played it, but like something's messing up with like the timelines, right? And as soon as like when Cell should be defeated, he gets back up and he looks all like this purple aura around him and he's really powerful, right? And then
Interesting.
yeah,
I don't know anything about this game really.
yeah. So what happens is Trunks sees this. I guess like he's from like a way like a future like and it's like
An even worse future.
It's not really a worse future, I guess. I don't, like I said, I don't know too much about it, so I don't know exactly where it takes place. But from what I know so far, is like, Trunks sees this and he's like, "Man, something's really wrong." So he wishes for Shenron to send him a powerful ally to help him, fix it. And that's when the game starts. It pops you into a menu where you create your own character. You can be it's got a pretty cool choice. You can be a Saiyan, a Namek, a Majin.
Namekian.
I used the racial slur. I'm sorry. Yeah, a Namekian, a Saiyan, a humanoid, a Majin, or one of the Frieza races. I don't know exactly. It's just called Frieza race. So,
Yeah, we don't. There is no term for Frieza's race.
yeah. So
Did you say android? Can you be an android?
No android. I think that's what might be what humanoid is. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Or it's just a regular human like Krillin. I think that's the one, but I'm not sure. But like, it's really cool because instead of just like picking what race you want, like it was in the last time you could create a character, this one each race has their own set of like stats, right? Like not only does each race have their own like stats of that race, but if you pick one that you can be male or female, like the humanoid Saiyan or like Majin, right? If you have your choice between male or female, then depending on if you pick male or female, you have different stat options there too. Like the one I remember is the Majin race. The male character has more health but less stamina or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then with the female, it's reverse. It's a more stamina but less health. And
no,
stuff
I'm
like
not
that.
sure how I feel about gender-specific stat changes. I don't think that's something all too great. I feel like it's like I think gender should specifically be an aesthetic only, not really changing the way you play the game.
I can see that. Yeah, I just like the initial variety. I mean, I can see why that would be an issue to some people, but I mean, I don't mind it.
Also, I know very little about Frieza's race, but as far as Namekians go, I don't exactly remember any female Namekians. As far as Saiyan go,
yeah, there's no male or female for Namekians. It's just
okay,
one. It's just one person. The Frieza race and the Namekians are. It's just one. You don't choose a gender.
I'm looking at two what appear to be Frieza races, and one is definitely male, and one is most certainly female.
Well, I'm telling you right now, I played the game and it was only the one. So there.
Can you put boobs on the Frieza race?
I didn't even. I don't know. I didn't try. Cause like you don't.
Oh wait, no. Is it a Kai? Is that a thing?
A Kai? No.
Yeah.
No. The only races. I don't know. The only races that I remember seeing is Majin, Earth. I'll just say Earth. Human, Saiyan, Namekian, and Frieza.
Wait, what do you define a Majin as? Is that like pink blobby?
Yeah, they look like Buu. Because all the Majins are born from Buu, is how it was explained.
Because I'm looking at a screenshot here, and it's a tall male with blue face and white hair. Possibly Namekian if he's blue. I don't know if you can you make Namekians blue?
I imagine so. You can change the skin color on your characters.
And then there's a female character with very blue skin, very light blue skin, and she's got the fusion earrings on. I can't tell. She doesn't exactly look like a Frieza race, but she kind of looks more like a Kai, like the Supreme Kai or King Kai.
Those could be just because you don't play just as your playable, like your created character. So those could be actual just like characters from the show. Like that could be Supreme Kai or one of the Kais.
Oh, maybe I don't know what these characters look like, but there's like Northwest, South, and East Kai. Maybe it's like that.
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay, well, I was going to say about the Saiyans is that I'm pretty sure there's only 2 female Saiyans that have ever been in the thing. One is Pan, and I hate Pan with mighty passion, because she's really annoying, and she sucks ass at fighting. She doesn't even turn into a Super Saiyan. When freaking, like, Trunks and Goten become Super Saiyan when they're, like, 4. And then there's, like, this, what's her name? There's, like, another Saiyan female that is killed by Frieza in the very beginning of the show. And it's like Dragon Ball Z does not do a very good job of creating strong female characters. The only one in the entire series is Android 18, and she just spends the entire show just like, I don't give a damn, doesn't care.
Oh man, I don't know what you're talking about, because one of the strongest characters in the Dragon Ball Z universe, this is canon. This is canon too. You can quote me on this. Is Bulma? So there.
Oh well, if we're talking like that, then Chi far surpasses Bulma.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh man, but yeah, that's all I really know about Xenoverse. The game itself, like when you're actually in the game doing the missions, it plays just like it's really smooth actually. I enjoy it. It's a step up, I'd say, like, and saying that means something because I've enjoyed like the other Dragon Ball games, but it's a bit of a step up. I enjoy the combat in this one.
Is it more like Budokai or Tenkaichi? Even though Tenkaichi is called Budokai Tenkaichi, like was it like traditional like 2D, or is it like a full 3D range?
No,
like,
it's full 3D range, like Battle of Z and Ultimate Tenkaichi. It's a full 3D. You can go around the environment.
Okay, hopefully mostly like Tenkaichi, because Tenkaichi was definitely the best. I think, God, it's been a very long time since Tenkaichi came out, and since then there was a bunch of freaking games. There was even like a Budokai HD collection.
Yeah.
There was like Raging Blasts, and that was pretty 3D, but not as good as Tenkaichi. And then there was like, what was that game? We played it like last year. It was a multiplayer Dragon Ball Z game.
Battle of Z.
Was that Battle of Z?
Battle of Z was really fun, dude. I bought that for me, Justin, and Steven, I think. Or Steven bought it for himself. We played that. That's a lot of fun, dude.
Oh, really? I only got to play the demo, and from that I was just like, eh.
Yeah, the demo is really laggy, but the actual game is a lot of fun.
Okay. Is it like that in terms of style?
Yeah, it's exactly like that. It's that done better.
There was whatever came before it. I think that was Ultimate Tenkaichi, the one that came before
Tenkaichi was the one that came before.
And was like this weird system of quick time events, and every character was pretty much the same.
Yeah, that was Ultimate Tenkaichi.
Yeah, that was the bad one. I did not like that one. That one was pretty bad.
Yeah. This is a lot more like Battle of Z. Only it's improved upon, I'd say. There's no like quick time event things, or like you were saying, there's combos. So
do the characters feel unique? Because that's one of the problems with Dragon Ball Z as a series, is that every character is fairly similar in how they play out.
I haven't played it enough to judge on that yet. I've only played it like the first 3 pre-game fights with where you play as Goku, and then I played as my created guy and doing the story for a little bit. So I haven't really played as too many characters to judge that yet. But the thing about the game is it's really interesting because there's not really a menu for the game. The only way I could really describe what the menu's like is it's like A hub, yeah, like Fantasy Star. It can put you in like a big like online world. Like you have like a little like your character can do emotions, right, or like a surprised one and all that, and then you can like type in a chat to like the whole like hub. There's one place that you go for like versus matches and all that, right?
So it's interesting you're describing this because I actually did not realize that this was an online game
Yeah, it's
when you
really,
first started talking about it.
yeah.
Now I'm interested because that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like you go up to the little thing and like you pick a mission, and then it jumps in like it would be like Battle Z or something where you're doing a mission. It's not really like you're on a hub free
Like
roaming or
Destiny.
anything. Yeah, except Destiny is a little more free roam even when you go into a mission, I'd say, because then they drop you in the world and you still free roam around the world while you have an objective, whereas uh, the missions in Xenoverse, from what I understand, they'll just drop you right into the fight instead of, they drop you on a map and then you go flying around to the objective. They'll drop you right into the fight. They'll just show a cutscene, then you're fighting. But it's cool because like the hub, it's got all sorts of things. There's like one that's like a whole. There's like three sections, and one section's for like I guess it'd be like the single player stuff where you can go in and do the single player missions. There's one that's like completely set up for like versus matches and then like co-op multiplayer stuff, right? There's another one that's like a shop where you can buy like skills and accessories and like outfits, and like each outfit and like accessories and stuff, it has like stats that you improve on that improves your character, right? So
Right.
there's
This can't
there's
be used
tons.
for like normal characters, right?
No, it's just for your created character.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, it's really cool because like there's so many ways you can customize your character with like these outfits and everything, like to where your stats would be. So it's like that's feels unique because the character customization was never like that with the other one.
I think that
So
was Ultimate. I think Aichi was with the customization.
yeah, so they've really built upon the customization. You can do a lot with it, and I enjoy that. Um, But and then like I saw this one thing, I can't go into it yet because it's not unlocked. But there's like world tournaments that you can enter and all that. That's pretty cool. I can't wait to do that.
That's
But
that's pretty much a staple of the Dragon Ball Z games as
yeah,
of now. Pretty much all
but I've never
anime games
actually
have
been able to successfully
tournament
do
mode.
a world tournament online.
Everyone just quit.
Yeah, but that's really all
What
I know
platform
about the
did you get it
game.
real quick?
I got it on Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
Um, like I said before, I'm trying to hold off on getting games for Steam until I
Right.
have
Yeah,
just
same here.
higher and better stuff.
Processing power.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we've covered Dragon Ball Xenoverse for a good long while. Real quick, I just want to talk about. Oh, do you have any? Did you actually want to talk about Dead or Alive?
Dead or Alive? I don't know, there's not really much to say that hasn't already been said. The game's not really new or anything. So,
Okay.
I mean, it's a lot of fun. I did notice, I don't know if this was in the original, but I know Last Round has a setting in the game option to where you can choose the breast motion on how if you want them
I
to
had a
move
feeling that was where you're going.
on
Physical
want them to
physics.
move naturally or 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 more bouncy, I guess. I don't know, but
Does it act? Does it actually look natural when you do natural set? Or have you not tried it?
I mean, it looks pretty natural. I'd say so.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah.
Another cool thing is when your character is in victory pose, you can move the camera around, like while they're just stuck in their victory pose. So you can use that to get pervy shots if you want, because I know that's what you do.
Always important.
Yeah, that's all I really care to say on that, though.
You can also do that in Smash Brothers, and that's a game that I've been playing. Aha.
Yeah, if you want
Positions.
to fucking look at Yoshi's asshole.
A little bit. I would like to talk about Smash Brothers a little bit. So,
All right.
Apex, one of the major fighting game tournaments of the year, just wrapped up, and Smash Brothers played a huge part in that scene. Pretty much all four Smash Brothers games were played in that one: 64, Melee, Brawl, and Smash 4. With Melee obviously being the big one, and That's always really fun to watch. But Smash 4 had a pretty big showing too, and from what we've seen of it, it did pretty well. I mean, it hasn't been developed enough to where it's the most exciting thing to watch, but it's pretty interesting seeing what characters people are using, uh, and who's sort of playing what. And it's interesting because the guy who won, his name is Zero. He actually participated in the E3 Smash Bros. Tournament that they ran last E3. Nintendo actually ran as a sort of like promotion for the game.
Zero. Is that the guy that won No, I'm thinking of someone else. I was thinking of the guy that won with the PlayStation 1 controller.
Oh, I have no idea. I
think that was at I don't remember. Anyway, go on.
But Zero actually won that tournament, so it's almost as if it's his destiny to be the number one Smash 4 player. I don't know if he'll hold that title for long. But it seems like the best characters in Smash Bros. Right now are Diddy Kong, Zero Two Samus, Rosalina Luma, and Sheik, which is interesting. Sheik's always been a good character, and Zero Two Samus has been improved dramatically in this game. Diddy Kong was really good in Brawl as well, and Rosalina Luma, everyone pretty much predicted that Rosalina Luma would be fairly good just because of how different of a character. It's a very unique character. But other characters like Yoshi and Ness are really good right now. Fox is really good, and Fox is the one I'm using the most. Sonic's really good. And then there's quite a few characters that are kind of lower end. I think, who's on the lower end? But Mii Gunner and the Mii Sword Fighter on the lower end because no one plays them. And a handful of other random swords. Overall, the roster is very balanced, and it's really nice. Whenever I go online, I always see I never get the same character twice. Very rarely will I see someone play the character that I've just seen. And I think the online scene is really good because it's pretty smooth for the most part. There's not a ton of lag, but when there is lag, it's pretty unplayable. But a lot of times what ends up happening is I'll play a guy, and I'll continue to play with him, and eventually we'll just start getting to just a bunch of matches where we're all just playing just a bunch of different characters. And I think it does a really good job of especially the fact that you can keep playing with someone and that you can, just keep playing matches and just have a good time. I think it's a really good system.
Yeah.
But I do have to talk about, now that I've had the game for quite a while, I have to talk about kind of one of the major disappointments with this game is the fact that there's not a lot of single player content. And that everything they put into this game is basically stuff that we've already had in past Smash Bros. Games. There's a very weird classic mode in that it does a lot of things different, and it relies heavily on 5 to 8 player Smash. And if you've ever played 5 to 8 player Smash with AIs, it's just chaos. That's just not fun. With friends, it's a lot of fun because you're having a good time with friends. But when you're playing AIs, it's just like, let me get through this. Don't hit me. Stop targeting me, you jerks. And just get out of my face. It's awful, and you have to do it so many times in classic mode. And then there's All-Star mode, which is All-Star mode. There's a I don't know if they play events, but they're still pretty good. Then some random stadium games, they're always there, and they're always they're always interesting a couple times, and then they make you do them like with every character for like a challenge or something.
I always
I never played them again.
The sandbag one.
Yeah, that's home run contest. And then they added the Master Orders and Crazy Orders, and those are fun. They're kind of new and unique, but they're not very compelling to play that often. I don't know, it's just they're not great. It's just that with the 3DS version having Smash Run as a game, and Smash Run not being very good because you can't interact with other players in the actual game, and there's very limited options to what you can do in that game. Like, you can't change anything. You can't make it so you can spend more time on the map. You can't influence what kind of game modes you're going to be playing. It's kind of very silly, and it's only I don't know. I feel like Smash Run could have been done a lot better. And the exclusive feature that the Wii U version got was Smash Tour. Smash Tour is a game that you play 4 times and then again, because the only times you're ever going to actually have friends over to play the game, you're just going to want to play regular Smash Brothers and then Mario Party or something like that, or something better than Smash Tour. A lot of people say that's the worst thing they've ever played. I think it's not terrible. I think it's pretty fun the first few times, but I have no intention of ever playing it again unless it's for a challenge. In which case, ugh, the challenges. So many challenges. And they're so hard, too. Like in the 3DS version, it was beat classic mode with all characters. In this version, it's classic mode on a 7.0 difficulty.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
There's not a lot in that game from what it sounds like, but I mean there seems to be a little less even in that one. But that's been one of the problems I've had with the Smash games, even like before the other ones, is like there's never been a lot of like single player stuff to do. Like you
In
can go
Brawl, you had Subspace Emissary.
Subspace MS. Yeah, but I mean,
I
I don't
thought
know.
Subspace Emissary was really fun. Like, it was awesome playing as a bunch of characters in this big, huge Nintendo world. They're all interacting with each other. Like, Samus is teaming up with Pichu, Fox is teaming up with Diddy Kong, Mario and Pit, and Link and Yoshi are just running around the world. I thought it was really fun. At least the first time you play it.
Yeah,
And I
but
played
that's
it a lot of
it.
times.
Once you're done with it, you're done. Like,
But then you unlock boss battles.
uh,
This was awesome.
yeah, I
No,
guess.
I think Brawl nailed single player content. I think it had a great balance. With the Wii U version is that first off, you were already playing it on the 3DS version, so I already played classic mode with every character. I already played All Star mode with every character. I already played 100-man melee or 100-man smash with every character at a higher difficulty, of course. And it's like they split the features as well with Smash Run and Smash Tour and all that jazz. But here's something I want your opinion on, because this is something I know you'd be able to understand without actually playing the game.
Yeah.
One of the big draws to Smash 4 was a very, I would say, deep system of custom moves and custom equipment that you can make you can change the stats of fighters and stuff, make them more jumpy, make them more fast or something like that, and add various different effects. And these effects can be pretty cool. Like, you can make it so that your landing lag is very less, and that's really, really good for, like, getting more combos and stuff like that, and making things more competitive, stuff like that. It's not really been used very much because it's very difficult to balance, but it's pretty cool. The problem with this stuff is that you get these stuff through a random unlock system, and there's not really any sort of rhyme or reason to it. It's like you can get coins, you can get custom or not custom, like clothing items for your Miis. You can get custom moves and you can get custom equipment, all through the same system. The only thing you can influence is basically which character your equipment is for. Like, if you're playing as Bowser, you're more likely to get Bowser equipment than anything else.
Right.
Even worse, though, is that it's random and you can get repeats.
Oh. See, it sounds like a good system, but like terribly executed. That's not the way you want to go about your unlocking.
It's horrifically executed. And it's not. Oh, I actually forgot a few things, because you can also get trophies in this thing too. And trophies have always been a problem, where you'll be on like 700 out of 750 trophies, and you'll just get repeats all the time. You will never get a new trophy because the chances of you getting that new trophy are so difficult. And also, there's CDs as well, so you get to unlock the music. And with the CDs, the custom moves and the custom equipment, here lies the biggest problem, is the fact that it's almost like the game does not want you to have this stuff. They spent so much time and effort into creating this music, creating this awesome soundtrack, all these cool custom moves for every character, and they don't give it to you. I've spent a good 50 plus hours in this game already. I probably have like maybe 20% of them, if that.
Yeah, that's why the way it should work is, if you're gonna do it that way, sure, have some stuff that repeats, because that way it's actually a gamble. But like unique stuff and like stuff that you want people to unlock, I mean, don't put it in there as a repeat. Like once that's unlocked, then it's unlocked. There's still gonna be stuff that you could possibly repeat and get, but I mean, once you've got like a trophy or something, then there's no chance of repeating a trophy, no chance of repeating like an unlockable like skill or something like that, because you've already got that one. That's the stuff you don't want to repeat. I mean, you can have repeats, that's fine, because then if it's not a gamble, then people will just spend all their time doing it because by then, no time they'll have it all unlocked. But so have the gamble, but don't make it to where it's that frustrating and you might never unlock the new stuff. That's
Well,
not the way to execute it.
for trophies, I can understand why you have repeats. I mean, the trophies aren't that important in terms of unlocking all of them. Most people don't unlock them, and it doesn't really matter. I didn't unlock all the trophies in Melee. I didn't do it in Brawl. I didn't do it in this game.
That was just one of the examples. That's the first thing I said. That's why I switched it to the skill sets.
Right. And then for custom equipment, it's okay to have repeats because you can have multiples of them and you can use multiples of them. That's
is that
fine.
how it works? Okay.
Yeah, you only get to use.
You get it for the one character
per character set, and you can make like 10 different versions of the same character. So that's fine.
Right, I get it.
So it's probably fine to have repeats for that. But for custom moves, it's like basically I've literally seen the same custom move with the same character unlocked in the same like event that I did. I got it 3 times. There's 50 characters in this game, and each character has 12 custom moves that you can unlock. How is it that I got 3 of the same one? And you know what happens when you get 3 of the same one? 2 of them disappear into the universe. You don't get to use them for anything. They're just useless. They're just there to say, look, you got a custom move. Oh, it was the same one, you're gone. Bye-bye. Like, if you could sell them for coins, I could maybe see the rationale behind them, but you can't. You can't do anything with them. They're just useless. It's so infuriating to get, like, repeats, because they're just useless.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you just have good luck, Joe.
It's awful. And I was really excited for custom moves and stuff like that, but now I'm not, because I'm never going to get them all. There's no way. This is a feature that was heavily advertised. It was really cool. Everyone's looking forward to it. Don't have them. Not going to get them. There's no way I'm going to be able to do that, because there's no compelling reason for me to do the repetitive single player again, because I already did them in the 3DS version, and I can't transfer them over from the 3DS version. I have way more in the 3DS version because I played it, the single player modes, a lot more in the 3DS version, but can't transfer them over for whatever reason. So sad. I mean, I can actually transfer custom characters over, but you can't change anything about them once they're in the Wii U version.
Yeah.
Oh my god, a lot of poor decisions. I think Smash Bros. 4 deserves the scores it gets. Like right now, I think it's sitting at a 94 on Metacritic. I think it deserves that, but I think the headline title for Smash 4 should be, "Thank God Smash Brothers as a game is freaking fantastic." Like the base game Smash Brothers is so much fun, and this is easily my favorite version it's ever been, because it's got a complexity to it that's a lot better than Brawl, but it's not as like, I don't want to say broken, but Melee is kind of broken at this point.
Yeah.
In terms of how it was, I think it's found its best balance. It's found such a great balance in the roster and diversity in the roster, and I think it's just awesome. But the single player modes and this custom bullshit is just it's infuriating, and it just makes me play online all day. That's all I do, and play with friends. I think one last thing, the stage builder isn't great. It's very difficult to use, and I think hopefully once they add the shareable stages online, and like the custom stage like kind of shop, I think that'll improve itself. It'll create some inspiration for people to make some stuff, and I'm also looking forward to the tournament feature, as well as Mewtwo, of course. Anyway, rant over.
Yeah, I real quick, because I just found this paper, and this reminded me of a funny story I wanted to tell you. The other day, I headed down to GameStop. I wanted to trade in a couple games, right? And trade in,
as
like,
you do.
Yeah, I traded in like Destiny and stuff, right? And that's a funny story within itself. Within itself, because I traded in Destiny, and the guy that I was trading it into, he was like, "Finally got tired of Destiny." Yeah, I was done with it after about like a month. So, I mean, I felt I was like, with Destiny, I was like, is it just me? I'm not having too much fun with this game. But no, he said that, so I was like, oh, okay, I feel better. But
apparently, I mean, I didn't play Destiny. I've heard the only source information I get on Destiny is very critical people being very pessimistic about Destiny.
Oh yeah.
So I think my opinions are kind of skewed in a way that aren't really. I didn't shape my own opinions, basically.
Right. But yeah, I found this paper. I had a paper printed out for me up there that so I can keep track of like games that are coming out, like release dates for games, so I don't have to keep like Googling it whenever I'm like, oh, when's that coming out? Um, and this is a little funny story. Um, I've told you before about how like Kojima likes to troll people, right? So I
You
knew
talked
this.
about a lot last week.
Did I?
Even. Yeah.
With how I did wow I did I told you about how Joaquin and he came out with the face mask and everything. Yeah, well, I think this wasn't on the this specific story wasn't on the podcast last week or last 2 weeks, but I went and got this printed out and I went to go like look at it, right, and I'm looking at it at the coming date for Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain on here. And I knew it was a troll immediately because it says April 1st. I was like,
It
no.
could be a reverse troll.
That's the troll, is that on April 1st he just releases it and like without really saying anything, like, oh yeah, this is out.
Great.
Oh man. But yeah, I was like I asked the guy about it and they're like, oh yeah, I don't. They're like, yeah, I don't believe it. It's Kojima. Come on, April 1st. So I thought that was funny, but that actually, now that I'm looking at it, I do want to know because I know a couple, but I'm trying to think outside of like Kingdom Hearts 3 and everything. Do you have any like really anticipated games besides like the obvious?
Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't think Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out this year. I think we haven't seen a single thing from Kingdom Hearts 3. Like nothing. We're just now starting to see like real gameplay footage from Final Fantasy 15. I have serious doubts, and I would be very concerned if we were getting Kingdom Hearts 3 this year. I'd be very concerned. Real quick. Today while we're recording this was the day. It is February 27th, and the world has just found out that the actor who plays Spock on Star Trek, Leonard Nimoy, passed away. He's 83. I believe it was due to a sickness that he contracted.
He was in the hospital for a little while.
Yeah, a little while. At the age of 83 and accomplishing so much he did, for me, it's not really much of a sadness. It's more of like, oh, let's celebrate such a tremendous person, such a great contributor to culture and society. So for me, it's like not really much of a sad story so much as like celebration, like similar to what happened with what's his name. I really shouldn't know Leonard Nimoy's name before I know this person's name. What's his name? The president of South Africa. His name is. Do you know that, Billy?
President of South Africa. Are you talking about?
What his name is?
Nelson Mandela.
Nelson Mandela. Thank you. Yes, him. When they did his funeral, it was just a big giant celebration.
Yeah.
And that weird sign language guy who's saying nonsense.
Oh.
That reminded me of Left Shark. Left Shark reminded me of sign language guy.
Oh man, funny. I love Left Shark.
But Leonard Nimoy is the voice actor for Xehanort in Kingdom Hearts. So that's I don't know. Mickey's voice actor recently died a couple years ago, and so they had to replace him. And Mickey's current voice actor isn't great, but what are you gonna do? So it'll be sad to see one of the great characters of Kingdom Hearts and one of the great voices of Kingdom Hearts. Because holy cow, he did a good job with that voice. Not be there anymore. So that's kind of sad for me. But like I said, Leonard Nimoy is very, very, very like amazing actor and contributor to society.
Yeah, he was.
But yeah, Kingdom Hearts is going to be a very anticipated game for me, as well as Final Fantasy 15. Hopefully, I hope that game is good. Please be good. Man. Don't be bollocks.
I can tell you what, it'll definitely be better than 13.
have to start. Great, now I have to go. Okay. I really like 13. I love the story. I love the characters. I love the world. I love the music. The battle system is I don't know if it's any better or worse than the traditional Final Fantasy system. It's just different. The leveling up system is bullshit. It's boring and there's nothing to it. And the linearity is
It kills it. That's what absolutely kills it for me. Like, the linearity is one part of it. The other part is like, I don't know. Maybe it was just me. I couldn't get into any of the characters. I did. I mean, I was like, oh, lightning's hot, but that was about it.
I think with characters and story and all that stuff, that's all objective stuff. There's no one who can really say whether or not it's good or bad. I mean, if you look at Metacritic, Final Fantasy 13 has an 80. But if you talk to a fan of Final Fantasy, odds are they're going to say it's like a 20 or something just absolutely. They're just going to say it's garbage. Yeah. It's all just objective stuff with characters and stuff. Except for when you get to 13.3 and you talk about lightning. Holy cow! They went off the rocker with that game.
Yeah,
just storing characters.
I think for Final Fantasy, I just have my nostalgia goggles on, and I'm okay with it.
Well, my favorite Final Fantasy game is 10, and I don't think it's ever going to change being 10. I love 10. I think it was fantastic. That game was pretty linear. When it opened up, it got pretty cool, or it got pretty like.
It was linear in the beginning, but it got a lot more. It got a more open world way quicker than 13 did.
Not really. Pretty much at the same time. It's just, I mean, you can do blitzball and stuff, and I think the leveling system with 10 provided enough like interesting things to do besides just trucking it through the story.
10 is one of my favorites. My absolute favorite is the first one I played, 4.
Right.
But that one's still my absolute favorite. But yeah, 10 is up there. Obviously, Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
But 15, I've seen the gameplay of it, and I'm excited.
I'm interested.
I'm what I'd say. Yeah. I'm enjoying the concept of it and everything. It's looking good to me so far. From what I've seen, I've enjoyed.
I need to see. I hate to say this, but I need to see like a better trailer to really like to do a better summary because there was like this 40-minute showcase on IGN, and it was pretty much just 2 Japanese guys running around the field and talking about monsters and just showing very small battles.
Yeah,
and then big battle
with like a
behemoth or something, which was pretty cool.
So yeah,
I got that. Burps.
But yeah, the question I was trying to get at was like besides the obvious, like Kingdom Hearts 3, Final Fantasy 15, is there anything that you're anticipating that you're looking forward to?
Well, of course, the one and only Fire Emblem IF is coming out hopefully this year. There's some rumors and stuff that said that it's coming out in summer for Japan, which would be crazy. But after Awakening is my favorite game for the 3DS, like no question about it, Fire Emblem Awakening. And so a sequel is just, well, it could be better. I'm so looking forward to that game. I really hope it's just as good as Awakening was, and I just, that's what I'm looking forward to probably the most this year, as well as Zelda, Star Fox, all that stuff, all the Nintendo goodness. My concern is that once again I'm looking at the next gen lineup here, and I'm not really seeing much. Is there anything that could really sway me to buy a PS4 this year?
PS4? I don't know.
Or Xbox One even?
Well, I mean, I'm looking right now. I've got some pretty anticipated things coming out. Obviously, the absolute number one on my list is Metal Gear Solid 5.
Of course.
But like aside from that, Mortal Kombat MKX, it's looking good. I'm enjoying it. I'm interested in what they're gonna do with it. The Witcher Wild Hunt. I've played a little bit of the other Witcher games. I never finished either one, but I've played into them. This one I'm excited for because they could do a lot with it. As long as they don't... I guess I shouldn't say this because Dragon Age Inquisition I heard was still good, but there's some bad changes that they may do it. And as long as they don't do that to Witcher, then I think it could be really successful. Not that it won't be already, but
Oh man, that's another subject of rant is how every game, like big media game website, picked Inquisition as their game of the year, and it's like Nintendo had a freaking onslaught of like really highly rated games, and none of them got like anybody's game of the year. Not Smash Bros, not Bayonetta 2, not Mario Kart,
yeah,
not Donkey Kong. I was just like, what is wrong with people?
Bayonetta 2 makes me salty. I mean, there's no way like a Donkey. I'll tell you right now, there's no way Donkey Kong or something like that would win over like Dragon Age Inquisition or something like that.
Oh my lord.
Nothing against the game, but like in the industry and the media, like it's not as
I know,
highly
yeah, I understand.
publicized.
I'd be very shocked if Donkey Kong won. But
Yeah,
Bayonetta 2 or Smash Bros, it just feels like to me like
Bayo 2,
that's
I
just in
think
the game.
like that would be a contender. So would Smash Brothers, but like, but
Well, not with the points that I listed off about it.
yeah, but another game I'm looking forward to. I've got a few actually, but I'm looking forward to Arkham Knight, Batman Arkham Knight, and I'm actually really. I didn't see the trailer, but when a trailer came out, they revealed the ESRB rating or the ESRB rating for it, right? Arkham Knight's going to be rated M.
Interesting.
Yeah, because the other ones, they were rated teen, but this one's actually rated M for mature, and that's intrigued me. I didn't watch the trailer, so I don't know if it showed off like what about it is so rated M, but I mean, I think if they're gonna go more gritty, I mean, the Arkham games have been fairly gritty, but they've always been held back because it was rated teen. But if they can go like now that it's rated M, they can go more in depth with like the grit, like how dark the world of Batman can be and how gritty it can
I
get.
think that fits well for Batman.
Yeah, exactly. I think it'll fit a lot more. And the Batman games have always done well, but they have a big chance at this one being the best with a lot of success if they can do it right.
Next gen title, big graphics update. It's been a while since Origins came out, and Origins wasn't. I don't think Origins was very good or very like as good as like City or Asylum.
Yeah, I enjoy Origins, but I would say City was probably still better. But yeah, like they've got it's a next gen console. It's got the new rating, so they can go darker, and the map of the game is big enough to where you actually have a fully functioning and drivable Batmobile around. So it's a fairly big world that you got there too. So they've got all the aspects, and if they can pull it off together just right, I think that's going to be a really good game. So I'm excited for that one. But
I'm trying to think if there's anything else for me on my list. There's probably be new Pokemon games that I play.
Yeah.
That like have none.
And then there's other
I
stuff.
would say so.
There's other stuff that I'm interested that haven't been like they haven't like said anything about. They've just like said, yeah, we're making this like Just Cause 3 and Mad Max. And just a little personal one, because I know a lot of people didn't like Homefront, but I loved Homefront. So Homefront Revolution I'm looking forward to as well.
Anyone looking forward to the Division or Assassin's Creed Victory?
Assassin's Creed Victory. After Unity, no.
No.
The Division I'm still hanging in there for.
I expect Ubisoft to have a much better year this year. I don't think they can afford to have another bad year. I mean, maybe their executives are saying, we did great this year. We had so many sales in these games, and they don't even care about the shitstorm that they riled up.
I'll tell you what, I'm still a big supporter of Ubisoft, because I mean, regardless of what they did with Unity, I mean, Watch Dogs was pretty bad too, but they know that like the company knows that they can nail the games. I mean, Far Cry 4 shows that game's awesome. I like. It's fairly similar to 3.
Trouble with the PC version, I know that.
But that's just. I mean, if I had a nickel for every time someone had a problem with a PC port,
Yeah, you'd have enough for a quite a hefty Steam sale there.
Yeah, especially with all the complaints going around with Revelations 2.
Zing, Capcom. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And just for me, real quick on Unity, there might be a fantastic game within Unity. I doubt it because the main character is like boring as hell.
Oh,
But
there
I
there
think
is. I they've got an interesting concept there. Like, there's one part where you're going around like, because the game takes place in the French Revolution, right? But there's a
right.
part where there's someone else trapped in their animus, like, right? And it's like corrupt, like the data that they're in is corrupted, so you have to go through like this wormhole or something, and you go into their where they're at, right? And
Mhm.
it's like way after the French Revolution. The Eiffel Tower is built and everything, right? And like it's really cool because like the whole like data of the area is deteriorating, so like everything's falling apart, and like you have to run through like the subway system to get through like before everything corrupts and falls apart, and like you have to save them and get out of there, and it's really cool because like the exit to the place, because of the time period, it's at the top of the Statue of Liberty as it's still being constructed. So you're running
Oh,
through
that's pretty cool.
rooftops. Yeah, you're running through rooftops, and you're running up like climbing up the scaffolding and climbing up the Statue of Liberty while like it's just all crumbling down and everything. And one like it's a really small detail, but I like that they did it. Is that while you like the Statue of Liberty, since it's still being built, it's all copper. It's not green
Right.
like it is now. So it's got cool stuff in it, but the glitches just made it so bad. Like,
Well, for me, just from a I don't know, like principle standpoint, I would I'm never going to play Unity. There's
no,
nothing that Ubisoft could do to get me to play Unity just because of how little they cared about it. Like how little they cared for the fundamental
yeah,
um
yeah, I've already given up on it. I haven't played after that, but I've uninstalled it from my Xbox and everything. But I know like deep down inside all the bugs, there is an interesting concept there, a lot more interesting than three.
hey, hey,
You're
cream of
like
the
the only
sauce.
person that likes three.
I like okay, now I got the three. Jesus. I understand completely why the beginning of that game was complete crap. And the fact that the Hatham part was way too long, and no one in their right mind would want to play as Connor when he was a little kid. That should have just been a short cutscene. But Connor as a character, I thought was so much more interesting than like Arno or whatever this guy is, or even Edward for most reasons. Just because he wasn't like this, he just wasn't the generic stoic, charming assassin. He was something much more realistic, something that an assassin who was shaped by an assassin Templar world would act like more like so than Edward. I mean, Edward was a pirate, so he was more shaped by his pirating sort of
Yeah.
life than the assassins. But I don't know anything about Arno. I just know he's like French Ezio. It's just so boring to me. Ezio was cool, but
Yeah.
only need one Ezio. But I enjoyed Connor, and I love the world of Assassin's Creed 3. I thought it was really cool. I
Um,
liked Assassin's Creed 3.
speaking of games that flopped, The Order,
Uh,
1886.
I was I I I I was so like excited after Ubisoft's E3 2 years ago. They were like, "We got this. We are doing everything that Microsoft ain't. We're gonna make all you guys happy. We've got Kingdom Hearts. We got Final Fantasy. We've got this game, that game. All this stuff is like everyone. That is a legendary E3 press conference. It is one of the most like that is like the press conference of press conferences was Sony's 2013 E3, and they showed off the Order. Order was one of the games that I was looking forward to because I was like, oh, that game looks so cool. It's like steampunk plus magic plus like werewolves and shit. Like that was like cool. And then last year when they first showed gameplay footage of that, I was just like, oh, generic cover-based shooter, this cinematic vision bullcrap, and you know, frame rate problems and just like I don't know. And it's super short too, and super linear, and it's just like, well, thanks for trying.
Yeah, the game is like 5 hours and like 40 minutes or something like that.
I will
Something
give them
close to
credit.
that.
I'm fairly certain I haven't heard any problems with it not working out of box, which is good.
Yeah, but like you know what the biggest like the QuickTime events, dude. The whole final boss is a QuickTime event, pretty much.
And it's a repeat of a QuickTime event you did early in the game. Carbon
Yeah,
copy.
yeah.
It's sad to think that's what it. Order
They,
is basically just a giant tech demo for the PS4. That's what it is. It's a tech demo.
they tried to make a cinematic type game, like in the vein of Metal Gear, but they did it completely wrong. Metal Gear,
But yeah,
uh, whenever you try to make a cinematic game, that's what you should look to is Metal Gear, and like they tried to do that and they couldn't.
I would say Uncharted kind of falls into that vein too.
Yeah, Metal Gear and Uncharted, those are the ones that you look at.
And I think what those two games do good, first off, their gameplay length is much higher. Their characters are probably more interesting, and they don't do this thing where
Yeah. Well, I'm just here to fill the time. Joe cut out there.
am I still here?
There you are. Hello.
Did I leave?
I don't know, but you cut out there for a little bit.
What was the last thing I said? Because I had to check my timer.
Oh, you said they do this thing where, and then it cut out.
Thing where it's like, check out all this crazy lore and characters and world that we've got to show you in Order 86. But you're going to have to wait for the sequel to find it all out. It's like, God.
Yeah.
Why? As I said that Metal Gear and Uncharted certainly don't do that. They approach their games like it's going to be the last.
Yeah. And
us.
That's funny.
It's another game. Do you think there's going to be a Last of Us sequel?
I don't know.
Okay.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but at the same time, I
don't know anything about Last of Us story, so I don't know whether or not there's room for it.
The way they ended it, they could do something. But I mean, the ending in itself was like, it was really good.
Maybe just a different character set.
Maybe because it ends like kind of sadly.
I can kind of predict how it ends. I can see who's going to be making it out at the end and who's not.
Well, no, like they made it. They both made it out at the end.
Oh, spoilers! I just got my PS3, Billy. I was gonna play it sometime.
Well, that's not a spoiler, really. I mean, okay. I guess you could see it as one, but it wouldn't make sense for one of them to die. But do you plan on playing it? Because I mean, I can go into the game if you don't plan on it.
It's one of those things where I may play it, I may not. I don't know. It's because I have the PS3 here. I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 2. I bought Ni no Kuni. I'm gonna be going through a lot of like PS3 stuff over the summer and something like that. I might end up playing Uncharted depending on maybe I can grab it from Hamiltoad. But Last of Us might fall into that.
Put Last of Us on there, dude. You'll enjoy it. I think you'll really get into it.
It'll be on the list.
I wouldn't say record it.
No,
that's a game that you want to enjoy by yourself.
Yeah. The problem with Kingdom Hearts 2.5 right now, it's going to take so long. So long. So I have no intention of recording anything on PS3 for quite a while.
So, but yeah, Last of Us, Metal Gear, they're all really good games. The Order, not so much.
Not so much. And it's one problem after another with these big AAA titles. It's either broken or it's just bad. Another game that's very similar to The Order is Rise: Son of Rome. Very short, very quick-timey, very linear, very tech demo-y, very just like cinematic and just grand scale. And
Yeah.
it's right now we're kind of at this point where people expected, yeah, this is the time for these big next gen titles, but at the same time, companies are still trying to figure their crap out, and they're just they're you know really trying to push sales on these things right now, and
On
it's kind of
on the flip
sad.
side of that, though, on the flip side, uh, I can sort of forgive Rise Son of Rome for being a tech demo more than I can forgive The Order,
This is
because
a launch title.
yeah, Rise was a launch title. Or we're pretty far into the release of these consoles now, and they're releasing The Order as pretty much a basic tech demo, almost. Like, I mean, make it. You should have made it a launch title then, if that's what you were gonna do.
I mean, the Wii U didn't have any games for a whole year. Big Ten 3. The Wii U's tech demo was Nintendo Land, and I played that so much. That is a fun game, Nintendo Land. I would not be opposed to a sequel to Nintendo Land. Just saying. Amiibo Land, how about that? Let's do Amiibo Land. That'd be great. Like an Amiibo game called Amiibo Land. If you get Amiibo characters, you get access to like different games and stuff. I would love it. It'd be great. Amiibo Land. Da-da-da. There you go. One for you, Nintendo.
Oh man. All right.
Yeah. I did see, or real quick, I did see this funny GIF of it was Michael Scott. He was talking about The Order, and all the Office people were saying, "Oh, this is."
I've seen the GIF. Yeah.
Here's my review of it. It's like I gave it like a 6 or a 5, and then everyone's telling him what's wrong with the game, and Michael's just like he's just broken about it, and then you see him like a monologue in his office. He's like, "I can't believe I fell for the hype again." It's the same thing that happened last year with such and such. Oh, speaking of hype, Bloodborne's coming out next month. Hype.
Yeah.
I don't doubt Bloodborne is going to have these kind of problems. I think that'll be fine. But it's so worrisome with these big games. It's the reason why I haven't picked up a next gen system.
Yeah.
And I'm looking more towards PC.
Yeah, I can definitely see. I mean, even with PC, like that doesn't save you, because I mean, you could have the same problems. No matter where you go, you're gonna run into these problems. Because I mean, look, they ported
of games on PC.
Yeah, but they ported Rise to PC. I mean, I can only imagine that that'll eventually happen to The Order, because I mean, Rise was supposed to be exclusive, just like The Order was, and look how that turned out. So
I don't think The Order would, because Microsoft and PC kind of do a lot together. I don't know how much PS4 does though.
well, I mean,
I guess Street Fighter is PC too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Street Fighter 5.
Yep.
Oh, so maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. So I guess you are Metal Gear Solid 5, Batman. Most looking forward to, and I'm Fire Emblem and Legend of Zelda, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can see which side we stand on here.
Yeah. MKX, Metal Gear Solid 5's at the top. Arkham Knight's right below that, and then Metal Gear Solid 5. And I mean, I'll probably have a PS4 by then, so I'm looking forward to Bloodborne.
Is that PS4 exclusive?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's another game called Battleborn. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but that one's coming on the Xbox One.
All right. Well, and we definitely have got over time. Ben, I don't know where the time went. All of a sudden, I looked at my clock. It's like, we have 9 minutes left. What happened? But so coming up on the channel this week, like I said, Trevor and I are starting Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. I'm going to be playing through that game. I'm still doing Kingdom Hearts 2. As always, it's going to take a very long time for me to finish that game because I don't release very often. I don't know. I might be putting Minecraft on a bit of a hiatus right now until I can work out my audio port issues. Because right now my audio port's broken, so I'm on Mumble via phone. So, there's some technical troubles with that as well. We're doing Don't Starve and a story time. We're playing. I'm reading Hate, a Hate story. Is that what it's called? as
Yeah.
well as we're reading Hatoful Boyfriend, which is really fun for us, I think. Played some Worms, and I think Justin may be starting his own stuff, aka Tears, and then you two might be doing some stuff as well.
Yeah, I'm
Whatnot.
gonna like once we're done here, I'm gonna try out with OBS some more, play around with it, and see if I can't get it to record. And as soon as I can, I'm gonna start up Life is Strange.
All right, sounds good. So that's what you can see from our channel. And I guess that's going to be it. Thank you all for watching episode 3 of Cast Off Rails. And we will see you in 2 weeks for the next exciting episode, where hopefully I'll play some of these games that I have in my backlog.
Yeah, hopefully I'll have a more interesting 2 weeks.
And hopefully we'll have our third co-host. Thank you all for watching. See you next time. Live long and prosper.
Oh, all right. Well, bye.